I'm Danny.
And I'm out there.
And we are
DNA Live. Welcome, everybody.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing?
Okay, well, there's just a few things I want to talk about.
Go ahead. Let them know.
Okay. Well, first was a shout out to Mr. After Hours Inc.
Shout out to After Hours Inc. Shout out to Cake Life. Shout out to Queens and Long Island on the radar, my boy. We got a lot of things on the work, so shout them out,
And also, Cake Life has just started his new podcast. It's called What We Talking About. And that can be seen on Monday nights at 10 p.m. right here on Strong Island TV. Isn't that cool?
Oh man, shout out to Link too, and Bob Mastonia. Man, that's gonna be our that's gonna be our guest on here.
Yeah, that's true. He's a part of a podcast that's really awesome, and we had the pleasure of meeting him over at Long Island News Radio. And Bob is a big, huge criminal defense attorney
very strong,
in Suffolk County. So we'll learn more about that once Link is on the show.
Yep.
Also, you're going to be a guest tomorrow night on What We Talking About as well.
Yes, I will be. I will be a guest on What We Talking About. So
everybody
all my
better.
Listeners, you guys better listen in, man, because, it's going to be a good show because, I'm on it.
Oh, God. He just did not go there. He did.
Cake. Shout out to Cake and shout out to the whole staff and What We Talking About.
What We Talking About. And also, I want to give a nice, beautiful shout out to my boy, Tony Newberry.
Shout out to Tony.
He just headlined once again over in Brooklyn for the Sultan Room. Shout out to Nino, too, the manager. It was epic. And I saw all the videos and stuff, so I wish we could have made it, that we couldn't make it. But
give a big shout out to Spider, because I see you on here, brother.
Who's Spider?
Danny.
Oh, hi, Spider. How are you doing? Oh, I didn't even know he was on. Okay, so I wanted to say also to Tony that, we are also going to have him on The Advocate on Friday. So listen in on 103.9 for that. Remember, you can also listen to DNA Live FM. Shout out to Uncle Boogie on WTSX Power 104.9. I mean, we just got a lot going on.
Kokomo, Indiana. Shout out again. And the other stations that we're going to be talking about very soon, too, because we got a big announcement coming probably next show.
Yes, true. We just have too many announcements lately. But also, I'm going to introduce our next guest. After the commercial break, he will be here. He's a podcaster on Street Legal.
Okay.
He's an activist and he's an artist. And there is so much to learn about this guy. He is really intriguing. And when we actually had the interview on Long Island News Radio, I could listen to this man for hours. You have no idea. And he's here in the studio. So right after this commercial break, we'll be right back with Link the God.
Yes, we will.
Put your hands up. Right now we're inside a war with ourselves. Yo, America, are we gonna wake up from this? Where the real Americans at, you heard? Where we at? Man, you blinded and you lied, you just censor inside your own. Everyone pretends they love you, but messing you up in homes. Laughing without the way you can't even afford food. And everybody looking at you acting so rude. They thinking that they love you, your skin, that's what they see. They don't understand the militant well it be. But the anger that they got, they just play for each other. A civil war, they trying to come for us, kill one another. But I woke up last night, I gotta talk to my peers. Tell them, listen, we gotta march and what do we hear? You laughing, you crying, you angry, you feeling and skating. Saying with all the time, they just demonstrated. Leave you inside the cars, they don't wanna see you out. They leave you locked doors, breaking your jaws over locked. They lock you up, they wanna trap you, put you inside with a lock, it's mental block. Cause all you ever hearing is the cops screaming lifeless. Now all of a sudden we thinking priceless. Putting that two there, be car crashing in crisis. Now they hating how they even look. They try to lock us up, throw it down, try to play the book. Wanna get his joke every time, try to get it booked. close with a phone next to each other's ears. But we're more social distancing corona years. They try to act it like we ain't one inside our home. We acting like that we ain't one and one inside our home. I said, Mom, let's go. I said, let's fight. You can't censor us anymore. We lying to the people.
And we're back. And here we are with Mr. Link the God.
What's going on, everybody?
But you know what? I actually want, I didn't ask you the last show.
Right.
Where did you get Link from?
It's a title that was kind of given to me for being a middleman. Let's just say you have a relationship with somebody where you can only go so far with them because their trust level for you is like maybe a 8, right? So you can't really get to that 10. But the relationships I had built and the name that I made amongst the people probably made my relationship capability and trust level up to a 10.
Okay.
So people that could only, like, even if they wasn't an 8, like get to a 7, would have to use me in order to finish out the rest of their journey. So they call
You're
me
the Link.
Yeah, you call me the Link.
I like the okay. All right.
Yeah.
You know, because I like sometimes everybody has their own little
I was always thinking about the missing link.
the missing link.
Well, that would still be missing if that's what you need to get all the way through what you're trying to do, right? Like that still would
You
be
know,
the missing link, though.
You know what I mean? Like the missing link, like the
I know what
missing
you mean.
key, you know,
Yeah.
the missing key. That's the way I was looking at it.
Okay. So we're gonna start with now because I do my research, but I also check out everybody's like Instagram and Facebook and stuff to learn more about them. Right.
Okay.
Now we did touch base on a lot of things in our other previous interview on Long Island News.
Right.
But what I found interesting was a video that you had posted on Instagram that showed your incarceration, the intake date.
Right.
And then after that, you started talking about your life, like, you know, the struggles and all that stuff.
Right.
So I want you to take us through that, actually.
All right. That's kind of a long story.
That's okay. We're here. We're here.
I started out being influenced by a lot of people that probably weren't the most savory characters. But until you have somebody to compare those characters to, you don't know what the character of that person is.
Right.
Because to you, that person is just who that person is. And you don't have anything. There is no mirror for you to be like, okay, this person's reflection looks like this.
Okay.
There's no mirror. You become the mirror after a while when you start to discover different personalities and different intentions even inside of people.
Right.
Right. Because my wife made an interesting comment about how people start to look like who they are, like their faces, like if they're ugly people inside, their faces start to contort and almost reveal them in front of you.
That's true.
Like that. And
we women know everything, you know that, right?
and I not being one to be able to disagree about something that made that much sense. I went through life, and the more things I learned, the more things it made me look back at the things that I thought I knew.
Right.
And then I had to reassess and I had to unlearn certain things and implement those unlearned things with the new learned things. And I think going through that process and not being afraid to say, you know what, I'm not willing to do this anymore.
Right.
This doesn't work for me anymore. I know better now, and I wouldn't even know how to keep moving like I don't know better. When I didn't know better, it felt comfortable. I was good with it.
But that's what I loved most about you when I was reading your story and everything, because most people would be embarrassed. Most people wouldn't want to talk about it, and most people want to hide it.
Right.
But I think a lot of people should learn from others,
right,
like you and even Danny and other people that we know, where the life experiences that we've had shape us into who we are today.
Yeah, and that's like one of the most commonly stated phrases, but the worst part about that is there's not enough thought put into what that actually means, right? Mm-hmm. What that looks like. Without me having gone through the prison system, without me having gone through juvenile, without me having, I would not have the same value for my freedom that I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it would almost be taken for granted. I watch how people move around, and it's not even a thing that concerns them. They don't even think about that kind of stuff.
No, they don't.
But my trauma, if I hear a siren, I go back to like my DIN number.
Right. Okay.
So I really have to thank God that I'm given an opportunity to appreciate the fact that I stepped back, looked at my life, and was like, okay, these things have to change.
Yeah.
You know, and I think one of the most life-changing moments was when my daughter told me that if we have to communicate through letters, then it's not what she want to do no more.
Oh wow. I
So-
love. Yeah.
So
Wow, that's
kinda, like,
amazing.
Yeah. That hits.
yeah,
that really hit
that hit
your
a little
heart.
different when she said that. So I was
Yeah.
like,
No, I can.
You
Yeah.
probably like, whoa,
Yeah.
like
That's
with-
actually a tearjerker right
whoa.
there. You
yeah,
know.
you try not to read those letters too many times. You read
I
those
know.
No, that's
once.
that's
And
that's
yeah, you're like,
amazing.
yeah. And so when she said that, it was just like, you know what? I'm not about to sit here and play games. It's just not worth it because everything I was doing was for them anyway.
Right. True.
And so if I'd like have my kids feeling some kind of way about the choices that I made because they don't they can't see the value that I have for them and the choices that I made when really that was the only reason for me making the choice.
Right.
But because I cannot make them understand that means I should not be making that choice because if I was doing the right thing for them, I would be able to make them understand that.
Yeah. But how
So-
old is your daughter now?
24 now.
Oh wow.
She turned 24 January 12th. Shout out to Amara, man. Yeah,
Oh,
that's my
shout
baby.
out, shout out.
Yeah.
And
Also
to the
have a
wife
20
too, who made her.
Yeah. I have I actually have her with another woman, but I have a 24-year-old son too.
Oh.
Yeah, who was also not with that same woman either. So I was like, I had a very interesting.
You had a
youth.
very interesting
Yeah,
life.
my youth was interesting to say the least. Let's leave it there.
But no, because I understood what you were talking about because you also mentioned something about your nephews.
Yeah,
You know, not wanting them to go down that same
Right.
road. You
and
know?
and I watched one of my nephew's federal trials,
Mhm.
and he was being charged with RICO, and in his RICO indictment, every person that I asked him to get away from him because he was bringing them around me, which gave me a chance to study them. Right, I had a chance to assess their relationships like in real time. Like to tell him they're all afraid of you. You have to get rid of them. You got to get rid of everybody. Let them go. You know?
Nice.
And he couldn't hear me, and he was wanted to
Wow.
convince me how loyal his friends were and how he built them himself. And they ended up burying him. So he blew trial on I believe it was it 48 counts or something like that?
Wow.
A 48 count indictment.
48 counts.
48 counts. He blew trial on every single count. He lost every single count. And I don't even know what sentencing is going to look like as far as numbers.
Right. Oh gosh.
Okay,
I
so when
wouldn't
you
know that.
lose
Oh
a
god.
fight like that,
Yeah, that's
with a nephew who means so much to you,
yeah. And
it-
how old is he?
he's got to be 34, 35 right
34.
now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the worst part is when you lose them to that kind of way, right? Then it feels so preventable. It really makes you feel more powerless than anything else because an earthquake happens and you lose people. That's completely out of your hands.
Right.
But when you have an opportunity to
To
change the
save.
way people see things and
Mhm.
you just wasn't effective enough in your communication to them, it sends you to bed feeling crazy at night.
Yeah.
So I don't want to feel like that with my nephews ever again. And I have many nephews, and they all look up to the old lifestyle that I chose, not so much the new path that I'm walking. So
Yeah, but sometimes I don't, I really don't understand the generation with that. I don't know they choose that life. Like what makes them gravitate to that? And
imagine you can't see tomorrow. Imagine you can't see your future. Imagine you can't plan for a future because you can't see one. Imagine you feel so hopeless and so down and out about yourself that you don't even feel like you're worth planning a future for.
Exactly.
And we got to start with the mental part of it before we can get into why they won't or why they will do certain things, right? Like they're broken. There's nothing here to encourage them or to make them feel like, well, somebody cares enough about me that I should want to change myself or change what I'm doing. And because of that reason, they don't have it in them to be like, okay, well, I want to be the next governor, the next mayor, the next.
They don't see that. Like if you see inside the
Right.
communities, they only see one way, and that's it. They
Right.
only see two ways actually. They only see rap, or they only see basketball.
Right.
Because being around the young guys and stuff, when I was around them, you would try to tell them, yo, bro, you got to think of this. They'd be like, what you talking about, bro?
Right.
I already know what I'm doing, man. And then you go, yo, you're not gonna, I don't want to hear that, bro. I just don't want to hear that no more, man. And
Right.
you're like, because I understood when you said that hit home because I watched one of my boys literally catch 25 right in front of me, right in there. And I was like, whoa, when that hit reality, that made me go, what is going on here? Even inside our communities with the communication.
Right.
That's why I stepped back into advocacy, because 2013, I remember when we went into a lot of these communities, we were changing the way these people were thinking.
Right.
You know, it's like, yo, listen, man, like you said, this is why I get inspired when you come over here, is because you made me realize, like, see back into the past when we used to go, yo, be a senator, be a legislator, change it, change the laws. Oh, what do you mean we can't change it? Yeah, you can. You got enough votes, my G. Go and do what you got to do in a local government. Get somebody to write a law that you want them to write to help your community, get you some grants, and let's build this up.
Right.
But then, like, I get sad, I get kind of depressed at myself because the kids that I gave the keys to, and I hope y'all look at this,
Right.
They were just worried about making their opportunities better. They weren't worried about the kids in there. And then all of a sudden they look at us and they go, oh, well, bro, you did a great job. What you mean we did a great job? We failed. I feel like in my advocacy, I don't, you might get mad at me for saying this, babe, but my advocacy was doing great. And I gave the keys to the wrong person. And this is why now you're starting to see the sink in New York State as well in Long Island. And it burns me because it's like we had that whole period of time to change. Because my friends right now are running for senator. One of my close friends legislator. One of my close friends, 2024, are going to be running for state senate. I have a lot of dudes that we put in position to really make a difference, and they're trying to market. But at the end of the day, what you said, man, that just burned me, because just seeing the whole and the way it's your fault. It's your fault for you not learning what we taught you. It's your fault for being a fool to the system. You're just a number now, brother. Everything that you say now, they're gonna be like, yo, man, don't listen to him, bro. He's been locked up for years. We don't want to hear that no more.
Yeah, you count yourself out in that. But I think,
oh man, that shit hurts, man.
Although it bothers me, right? Because one, that case broke me in every way, like financially, mentally, emotionally.
Ooh.
So I got broken in many ways during that case. But I will say the after effect and what was born from that broken person is a whole lot brighter, a whole lot sharper, a whole lot more aware of what's happening. And the experience I got from even going through that trial let me know, like, what they will and won't use in order to build this super image of this person that you're not, so that they can finish you.
Yeah.
Right.
The media builds you, the media breaks you.
Yeah. And the same thing with the government. You know, you fighting the government and you think you're gonna go in here and like have a case where you're gonna walk out of here with your arms in the air. You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
You have no idea what these people will do in order to make sure that never happens to them.
Yeah, you know what?
You got it exactly. Like I wish we would have got on there on the news.
Yeah.
Is because what they can, and I want everyone to hear this, and I don't even care who's watching this. They can, in any which way, ruin you.
Yeah.
At any situation, you might be like, yeah, I got a case like this. They'll find something to throw on you, and that's your name forever.
Yeah, true.
That's what scares me.
Yeah, well,
that's what
scares
me.
You can't be with these people is afraid, because that's the part where they get to open the door and destroy you. What you have to do is be wise, and you definitely have to go into it with, I know I did not do nothing, you know, because if you don't start there, what they're able to create, it will stockpile. Next thing you know, you got a bunch of witnesses testifying against you about things that never really happened, about things that they did, and just said, well, you told me to do it.
And then you look, because you didn't speak up, and they're sitting here giving this evidence to him. They're looking at you as being that's it. He's the wrong. You could be 100% innocent and still get looked as 100% guilty.
Right.
Because these people who judging you don't know you from a hole in the wall. Like if you go to trial, I was watching what's his name's trial. They don't know him from a hole in the wall. And I'm like, and all you hear is a prosecutor saying, yo, because of his image.
Yeah.
That's why I keep telling my brothers, I'm like, yo, bro, make sure you don't be looking like this. Make sure you don't be going here. Make sure you don't be doing that. They're like, for what for?
I'm not really so much willing to change my image for whatever these people are willing to do. What I am willing to do is change the circumstances that surround the cases. Like, I'm just not going to be around certain people that I know that are acting in ways that, even if they're not doing what the government going to eventually claim that they're doing, they putting themselves in a position where the government can claim that they're doing that. And so if you move it in that kind of way, I just completely stay away from you. And it's not out of a sense of fear. It's out of a sense of, I really know what can happen. I sat in that courtroom the entire trial from beginning to end. From the moment that they did the opening arguments until the moment that the jury went to go deliberate and came back with a guilty verdict. I saw the entire thing.
Freaked you out, right?
I didn't know the government could move like that or would move like that. I thought the government was like a series of people, like a group of people that was all like standing on our Constitution and making sure that that the law was carried out the way it was supposed to be. Not that you would create new situations or make up some situations to have people testify to those situations you made up. I didn't think it could go like that. I thought that the government was this impartial force. I didn't know that they were the actual cheaters.
Yeah, because they're the type. Dude, they don't want to be wrong.
Well, yeah,
they don't want, the government doesn't want to be wrong, right. And the government doesn't want to fail. If it fails in front of the people, they feel like they have no more power. See, I don't want to I'm just saying, in me, I'm not scared of him, but I'm saying, like, the only thing about the government that people got to realize and know that you could change those people from that position. You know, and that's called the voting, and that's called going out, and that's calling trying to help your leaders. Yeah. That's the only way that we can really say this. Every other thing that you guys see and think you're going around flossing, and you guys keep making yourselves more and more of a target. Yeah. And it kind of makes buffoonery out of our communities.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, look how easy it is for this dude right here. Oh, that's a nice car. How you get that car? Oh, well, how's
let's discuss a hit record.
Let's go.
Let's get some ingredients. Go.
A hit record of to me?
Yeah, ingredients. Go.
You got to hit the beat correctly.
Wrong.
What you mean?
Well, that's not what makes a hit record now.
Okay, go ahead.
No. But I'm trying to explain something to you right now because you got to hear it. Okay. It's the sonics.
Okay.
The sonics in your brainwave never changes.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to hit the beat correctly, not lyrically wise, not that you got to hit it on the right tempo. Because if you hear those kids that go and mumbling, they got the tempo of the beat on the perfect thing, so it brings the brainwaves into it to keep repeating. It's called the sonics.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it okay. So we broke that down, but let's really get to, like, you know, what you're saying with a hit.
Percocet.
Go ahead.
Say that in the song.
That's a hit record.
You're already on your way. No, it's not. It's one of the ingredients. Not a complete hit, but it's one of the ingredients. Disrespect a female.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Definitely give a shout out to some form of lean activism or whatever they want to call the drink that they got. Right.
Okay.
And any reference you make to being willing to hurt somebody who looks like you from your community, and you have yourself a hit.
That's crazy.
No, it's not crazy. He's right, because
the
thing is, you got to remember something. You got people that are against us that want us to make it even horrible. Like, let's break it down in 2020, 2020. Yeah.
Right.
So let's really break it down. We had all of our communities coming together, correct?
Yeah.
We were really coming, right? Why did all of a sudden drill out of nowhere became one of the biggest selling things together? Like, oh, that dude's killing this dude. This dude's killing that dude. You know why? They were like, no. We're not having everybody coming together. What we're gonna do is gonna confuse the youth, and we're gonna put the worst people that we possibly can in front of the position of their culture and push that.
Right.
That was the whole game.
Well, what's the game? What's
the game plan? Is to destroy everything that you have in unity and understanding, and to make fun of us at the same time.
Can you check on Kat?
Because they don't like our communities coming together. When people start coming together, it starts weakening.
Well, you think about this too. All right. Strength is found in unity, right? And if hip-hop being the biggest entertainment source available, period, on the planet, hip-hop is the biggest entertainment source on the planet. Whether you're talking about Afro beats or whichever form of hip-hop you're talking about, it is still the biggest. Not just music entertainment, the biggest form of entertainment on the planet. If you was to take the people who created or who are the creators of the music of this and unite them, they would be the strongest force on earth.
Absolutely. It'd be like bringing back Egypt.
They decide everything. They literally decide everything. They decide the tone. They decide the culture. They decide the direction. They decide the clothing. They decide every single thing, right? And so the people who are not a part of this culture but have money and have influence because of their money still would like to decide what happens with us. And the only way to do that is to make sure that we're not focused as a superpower to decide ourselves.
But
So
why
they
do you
keep us
think-
at each other's neck?
Sorry, why do you think they got rid of boom bap? Why do you think they got rid of that kind of sound? Why do you think they got rid of certain sounds in music to unite us? Like even getting rid of Tupac, they got rid of Pac. They got rid of everybody who was going to make a difference. Either a way of saying that they were crazy, either a way that they just killed them off, and then they
Right.
blamed it on their own people and their own leaderships. We all know as people that was something a little bit, that was a little weird how the way people passed away that quick.
Yeah, you want to see some controversy on your show real quick? So I'm gonna just say the truth.
Go.
Definitely think Diddy got Biggie killed because there's a clause in every contract that an entertainer signs, right?
Right.
Where you sign away your likeness, right, throughout the known universe.
Okay.
Like that literally is in the contract. Like when they're buying this part of you, they're buying the part of you that is your likeness. So
Immature.
anything that even resembles you, they own that now. And inside this same contract is what's known as a death clause.
Yep.
So,
Go ahead, speak it. Go
Inside
ahead.
that death clause is an insurance policy.
Oh.
Keep
And
going.
that
Let them
insurance
know.
policy guarantees the record label money in the event of your death.
That's why all these rappers be passing away.
And so when you see all these rappers dying under these weird, suspicious circumstances, it's because the label, like once you stop producing money, like say you're not making
Okay.
you're not making no hits no more, right? But you got some hits. You got like a nice little library of gold
Okay.
records. Like maybe you got like 10 number ones or something, right? Well, you're somebody who they should get rid of because the moment that they kill you, they start spinning your records all crazy. There's this boom, this economic boom in your sales,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And that continues on, right? So now they
Sure.
can do merch now, right? They can put out shirts, hats, whatever they want about you because it's you belong to them as an entity, like as
Yeah.
a person. They
And I-
completely bought everything that there was to buy of you.
Yeah, and plus a lot of times, like even Michael
Mhm.
Jackson's, like after his death, oh my God,
Michael Jackson.
Everybody-
He was a
with-
victim of the death clause. If you just
Yes.
believe,
You know?
listen, this is the reason why
Yes.
there was no white doctor in there doing that, right? And
Let
you
him
gotta
know.
remember
Let him
too,
know.
It wasn't consequential for this man to end Michael Jackson's life. The man did 2 years in jail.
Yep.
2 years.
That's true.
And if you Google his worth right now, he's worth over $3 million. How?
How is that?
Well, listen, hold up. But you got to remember, before Michael Jackson died, he went on he said something about Sony, and he owned a little bit. He owned half of the publishing.
A little bit.
No, he owned 50% of the publishing.
Yeah, bro.
He owned 50% of the
bro.
publishing.
Yeah, bro.
So,
little bit more.
so what happened was, homeboy. I'm not gonna say, but like you basically just said it. I believe that happened. I believe a lot of things happen to all these entertainers because
Right.
again, people don't know. When I signed my contract years ago, I read about the death clause too. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's why when he said that, I started laughing because if you're not really into the industry the way people think that you're into the industry, your lawyer's looking that all up and checking all of that. And yes, they
Right.
do have those.
It
They
made a
do
lot of
have
sense to kill
those.
Tupac. It made a lot of sense to kill Biggie.
Oh wow.
Pac died. I feel like Pac died of the circumstances of, and I'm gonna say the pyramid. You know what I mean? And that's how I'm gonna leave it like that. Basically, what I'm saying is you needed the money. They knew that these people in death are gonna be more worth, like he said, more worth than being alive. So
If
let's
you're-
get
if
rid
you're
of
a high
them.
artist, you're worth a lot of live.
Yeah, true.
But
No, you're more worth dead.
hold on, you're worth a lot of live. But if you're a high art, I'm talking about Biggie was still producing hits and still making. In fact, Biggie died just before the release of his new 2 CD album, if you remember. Right
Yeah.
After Death.
Yep.
So, and so that CD was going to make a lot of money regardless of whether he died or lived. But if you're an artist that's popping and you want to leave the label,
Oh
No,
okay.
they're
now you're
coming
talking
for you.
crazy.
They're
Mhm.
Now you're
coming for
talking
you.
crazy, and we have to murder you because the longer you stay alive, and now that you already have this awareness of what ownership of your own material means, we cannot put you back into that box of not knowing. And so every day that you live, you're going to pursue that more and more. You're going to educate yourself more and more. You're going to come for us one day,
Right.
right? And you're going to, when you do that, that's going to determine what college my kids go to. And I
Mhm.
can't let you do that, Tupac. I can't let you do that, Biggie.
Okay.
Right. And so it's in the interest of Suge Knight to kill Tupac. It's in the interest of Diddy
yeah.
to
I
kill
knew this
Biggie.
was going to be. I knew
Yeah,
this was
so
going to
it
be a
was
deep
like-
conversation.
It's
Did-
like and it's as much as like people don't want to talk about these things. The only way to save the lives of these artists is to put these things on the table. These labels are killing these artists.
Absolutely. Look at all the young guys that out of nowhere just pass away.
Yeah.
Just pass away.
Right.
I think Juice WRLD was a little funny. Everyone, oh, it was an
Well,
overdose.
no one on the plane has the same story.
Exactly. So I
Right.
thought that was funny with Juice WRLD.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny with Pop Smoke. I thought that was funny with King Von.
All the perks
I thought that was
plane. Like that's not even a true. That's not something that anybody would think from a logical standpoint. The police are about to board the plane. I'm gonna just try to eat all the perks on the plane. There's so many people on the plane. Listen, I pay all y'all stupid people to be around me every day. One of y'all hold this. I'm gonna come get you, but you're gonna have to hold the charge. Why would he not do that? Why would he sit there knowing that none of this happens? The airplane doesn't happen. His crew, his entourage, none of this happens without Juice WRLD, right? All of a sudden, you're gonna just believe like every perk that was on the plane, you just try to eat it.
See, that's something. Yeah. So Juice WRLD didn't fit good with me. Biggie and Pac didn't fit good with me. King Von didn't fit good with me. Pop Smoke's death didn't fit good with me. If you look at all of these people, right? Oh, what about that kid from Dallas? The one out of nowhere.
The most suspect death period is Nipsey.
Nipsey, I believe was suspect. I believe Nipsey was caused by, I'm gonna say it, people upstairs didn't really want him to really get to the place where he was getting. Because again, who else passed away trying to unify all of the people together?
Once you go messing with Big Pharma, you understand?
Exactly.
So once you're trying to get out Dr. Sebi's message about natural healing and using herbs and natural grown healing medications, you out of here, because that's not what they want. And you got to remember, Big Pharma never wanted the cure for anything.
No,
they need treatment.
So money
made in treatment.
So money.
Right? So if I cure you, I see you this one time and don't see you no more. But if I treat you this one time, this second time, this third time, this fourth time, and now you're this thing I can depend on is my income. They make an income from that now. Like you become part of like what they consider to be their payroll, and that's by design.
Listen,
so if you come and try to disrupt that,
can we go to commercial?
Yeah, we're gonna go commercial.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No. I love when you two come on. I mean, this is cool and everything, but we'll talk more once we come back from commercial break. We'll be right back.
I'm Captain Splish. I'm the superhero swimming. I'll teach you to be water safe with all my swimming skills, along with all my sing-along friends here in Splish Splashville. Myrtle the turtle, Octi the octopus, Starry the starfish, and that's just a few. You'll learn all about what your body can do. My superpower is to teach with song and rhyme, and that helps you remember what you learn every time. You'll learn to float and you'll learn to swim, from blowing bubbles to jumping in. Each week, you'll learn something new. You'll be amazed at what your body can do. I'm so excited for you to see the show, but now Captain Splash has to go. See you soon. Bye.
And we're back. Okay, so you guys can just go through. But you know what? I did want to ask him a couple of things.
Go ahead. Go ask him.
Because you can go out, with that stuff. But I wanted to ask you because I wanted to talk about Bob.
Okay.
Because you have the podcast on Tuesday nights.
Right.
6 p.m.
Right.
Long Island News Radio 103.9.
Right.
And it was really cool because I was watching a post. Oh no, reading a post actually about Bob and how much you were grateful for him and this and that and how he had your back and everything. Right. So I wanted, all the listeners to understand you, but at the same token about Bob, so go ahead.
Okay. I met Bob when I was about 17 years old. And I had another lawyer whose name I never like to say on the air. Right. But I'm gonna say it on this show. Like,
go ahead.
I gotta say it one
He's
day.
Gonna
right?
say
like, one day.
Go ahead.
So it was Anthony Scheller.
Okay.
And I felt like I was being sold up the river.
I love this story. Go ahead.
So Anthony Scheller couldn't be there that day. So he sent Bob Macedonio to cover for me as a cover lawyer. I I believe I was in CI and Anthony Cello was going to be in Riverhead and he couldn't make the CI one. So he sent Macedonio. So I asked Macedonio, who are you? Where's my lawyer? And he was like, yo, I didn't even know they did that. Like, a lawyer will cover another case. I didn't know about all that until that happened. But he came in and he was like, yeah, I'm covering for, Anthony, this and the third. And when it was time for my case to be called, when he went up there, he just went nuts. Like he went absolutely nuts. Like I was like, and I've been to court a few times with lawyers before. Right, and it was like, now, but I'm paying you guys, and you guys are like making me feel like you're making it what the system is doing to me a little bit softer, but you ain't really stopping them from doing this to me, right? And Bob was like, no, you don't understand. Like, no. I want him home. This is crazy. And I was already home. I came in from the street, but he was like, he want the case gone. And the judge was like, Mr. Macedonio, this is not a trial. This is arraignment. Wow. And so when I heard him like get chastised by the judge a little bit, the judge kind of like was like, yo, relax. You're fighting a little too hard.
But he was on fire. Yeah,
he was on fire. And the fact that he was fighting that hard for me made me be like, yo, I refuse to go through life without a lawyer of this caliber. Like somebody who is this intent on fighting for me to be able to move around how I want to move around. And I told him when we left out the courtroom, I said, yeah, I'm about to fire this guy and hire you. And he told me, nah, you can't do that because in the legal community, that's not how they work. They don't really work like that. That's like backbiting kind of in a way, Okay. So I said, well, I don't really care if you don't let me hire you. I'm gonna still fire him because I need a lawyer who'll be talking like you.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that's my brother's ex-lawyer.
You sound like you got a
when
story.
He said that.
You got a story. Let me hear this one, man.
No.
When I said his name, you should see the way Danny sat back in the seat.
This is not the interview for Danny. Okay, this is your interview.
Okay. We never had an issue with Shella because Shella, everybody always said that was like one of the really good lawyers. So I never really had like the
you got good, better, and best.
So I don't.
And best is Bob.
Yeah, but
best
I felt
Bob.
Yeah, no, because I heard his name rung every time I was here, Bob. Right. And this is when shout out to Danny too, Spider. Spider was actually working in the courts over in CI. Yeah. And that's when I heard Bob Macedonio. Okay. Yeah. So that's why I had to bring that up. But I always thought Anthony was good. You know what I mean? So yeah. But
I'll tell you this.
To each his own.
Yeah, to each your own.
People will perform to the amount that they deal with you. And so when me and Macedonio started to develop a personal relationship, his performance in court when it came to anything dealing with me was to the point where it was like I could never say I was dissatisfied with the way that he went hard for me in court. I never thought like he could have done a little more. I never felt like that. I always felt like, yo, bro, calm down. Like,
he's a beast. I'm sorry. He was a beast. I remember everybody, they used to be judges that used to be next to, yo, man, that guy, man, Master. I can't, man. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, it's not even like that serious. And Bob's sitting there with the paper like this. Like,
Bob shake the courtroom.
Yeah, like he came in, everybody be like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa!
But that's good. It's not only his his ethics. It's his presence.
Yeah, but I got so confused. My thing is that when I saw him, I'm like, I know who this guy is.
So if there's anybody out there that needs a good criminal defense attorney, look up Bob Macedonio and check him out.
Absolutely, Bob Macedonio, man.
Yeah, he shakes. I seen him put a. I'm gonna say it right out here because you've been saying I've seen a lot of judges get a little intimidated when they look up there and they see him on the list. Yeah.
Also, I want to tell everybody I did my first interview for my own show yesterday, and guess who was my first guest?
Who?
My wife.
Oh my God!
I interviewed my wife for my first guest.
Kidding?
I'm not, and we had such a great interview. When you know each other, it's a lot easier. It's like the chemistry you and Danny had, right? But I don't think I ever felt chemistry on that level during an interview. So it was like we enjoyed it. We had fun. We got a lot of the good points out there. And I want y'all to know, man, if you hurt, you're injured in the accident, you need to call my wife, man, because she gets you that bag. That is the offices of Gabrielle Berner.
There you go.
Yeah, they're located in Rocky Point, and it's just a good idea to get it. Mount Sinai, I think. Is it Mount Sinai? Mount Sinai. I think when I say Rocky Point, she don't even like that.
Yeah, no. She looking at you like you better say. She said you better say nah. She said you better say Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai got the money. Mount Sinai.
Right. She has an office in Mount Sinai. She also has one in the Hamptons, and she's seeking to get one now on the South Shore, more
But he
towards.
introduced his, but you know,
Yeah.
you could introduce.
How can I introduce
you
you?
can interview me once in a while?
but
That would be a nice thing.
introduce you. Everyone knows you. Every time I go, people stop me and like, "Where's your wife at?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, you know."
Yeah, I be like, where your wife at?
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Now, also, I wanted to ask you about a few of the judges that you
Yeah.
had, because you actually had the first judge, which was Judge Cheryl Joseph,
My hero.
your hero.
Yeah.
Okay, because she seemed, I couldn't watch all the interview, but she was very interesting as well.
She's sharp and she's
She
witty.
is
It's like
really-
the level of awareness in this lady's eyes makes you know, like, don't play any games with her. Like,
Right.
and people call it they try to call it like a courtroom bully and like a bunch of other things like in the comments from that show. But I think she's just one of those people that realizes, like, if you're in a position that white people usually hold, you got to do this 10 times better than any white person who ever would do it, right? And of course that's going to come with some backlash because they're gonna be like, oh, but she's power fronting and she's doing all these other things,
No,
but she's not, because she
No.
knows how willing this system is to disrespect her if she doesn't take the stance that she takes,
Right.
right? Like how little defense black women have here across the planet, period,
Right.
And so she knows that and she's aware of that, and they're mad that she's aware of it, and she doesn't allow space for her to be disrespected, violated, or taken advantage of in her courtroom.
When I watched,
Yeah, but that's
her-
how it should be. Like, honestly, you know, this
Don't
person's
interrupt me.
here to do a job.
Don't interrupt me.
I wasn't saying that. I
Don't
wasn't saying that.
interrupt me. Okay. When I watched her,
Right.
she reminded me of Judge Judy. Quick wit,
Yeah,
and a
very
girl
quick
that
with
you
it.
do not want to play with.
Yeah,
And it
very-
has
very quick
nothing to
with
do
it.
with color. I'll
It's
tell you right now.
I don't think she really even did anything or said anything that was crazy.
No.
It's just that when you share the room with her, right? It's the energy that comes off of her, and when you make eye contact with her, the awareness, like you see her
Yeah.
eyes searching you.
Oh, yeah.
She's evaluating you, she's assessing you, she's studying you. Like you feel the subject of all those things when you're in front of her.
Yeah.
So what I like my hero, very powerful person, very powerful speaker,
Right.
very intent on what it is that she says. And I don't see her like stumble her words. Her sentences are already formed long before they come out.
Right.
You know,
She's
so
already
she's
her
speaking on her
wheels are
beliefs.
spinning. Right.
She's speaking on her
Mhm.
beliefs.
That's
and
pretty dope, though, man.
Yeah, shout to Judge Cheryl Joseph.
But one that I found very interesting was Stephen. I can't pronounce the last name.
Q-House.
Okay.
They call him Key House or Q-House.
Q-House.
Yeah, I call him Q-House.
The undersheriff.
He's the undersheriff of Suffolk
That
County.
would
yeah,
have been
so-
very intimidating for me.
No, I think once
Really?
you have Ray Tierney in the room,
There
anything
you
after
go.
that is like
There you go.
Yeah.
Say it. Go ahead.
yeah,
Say it.
Ray Tierney's like the Jay-Z of it.
Oh,
So once you
okay.
got Jay-Z, it's like you're okay doing like somebody like any rapper after that, period.
Okay.
No matter who you got.
All right.
So Ray Tierney is the Suffolk County prosecutor, period. The point blank top dog for Suffolk County prosecutor.
Oh,
Yup,
okay.
you up there. You up
So-
there when you see him.
Right. So when he's sitting across from you, and just so everybody know, I'm not no superhuman. I don't really feel fear, but I do get nervous. And when he came, along with it being our first live show, like we never did a live
right.
show
Yeah, it
on
was
the
like-
air. That
oh,
was the first one.
Mhm.
So though that combination of those two things, it being Ray Tierney and we being live on the radio right now. for
That
the
was
entire
February
Long Island-
14th. Was your first show? No.
No. No. Our first live show was beginning of February. It
Oh,
wasn't the
okay.
14th though.
Okay. Go ahead.
That was January, our first live show.
Nice.
Yeah. So what happened was I was sitting inside the studio. You guys sit in the studio too, so you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, we watching
And
him.
the damn on-air light came on. It had never came on the whole time we was in the studio. So when it came on, because we do live radio, the on-air light is on now.
Ah, okay. Right. True.
So when it came on, I just was like,
you froze.
like when I tell you I blew chunks like Eminem when he was about to go battle on 8 Mile, I blew chunks like that. It was crazy because
Really?
it was too much. It was a lot going on inside of me, and
Yeah.
I think when whatever you have inside you don't really produce itself as fear,
Mm.
it becomes anxiety, anxiousness, and
Yeah.
nervousness, and those things fester inside you to the point where it just boils over.
Yeah, I was
Literally.
like that too when we did our
Right.
first show here,
Yeah.
and he'll tell you straight up how I was like a robot, and I was very anxious.
Yeah.
And I was very like I was just like too.
You could see it the first one, and you can see it on the first one. But listen,
Right.
she picked it up so quick, and I was like, even when I was watching you and you were live on air, I was like, keep going, keep going.
Right,
keep going.
right.
I was listening to the whole thing in the car. Like
Yeah.
she was like, "Yo, you're gonna go in the car. We're listening to
I
that."
was
And
not
I'm like,
okay though.
"Nice."
Like when you was here, and I was Not okay.
Yeah, you were trying. I couldn't hear
I
it.
survived it. Listen, I survived it.
No, I
was-
couldn't.
but,
I
you know,
honestly couldn't. Honestly, I couldn't even hear it.
It's two things. That's the thing. Like even when I played the show back, like I couldn't hear the nervousness, but through every segment, I remembered the feeling. It was crazy
Yeah.
because even though I wasn't sounding like that, I was feeling like that, and I was glad that how I
You
was
got to
feeling didn't
remember
show-
something too, man.
didn't show up.
You're a Titan. So you're going in there with another Titan. You shouldn't be nervous of that. You should be like, yo, I'm that Titan right now. I'm I'm not gonna lie. The first time I ever met the governor, I was
Right.
shaking in my boots. So I'm
Right.
sitting there. So I'm feeling how you felt when you met Tenny. I'm like this. I'm like, does he like? And the first thing he said to me, word everything I stand by, was like, you are a strong advocate. And my heart was like, okay, now I can actually sit in the room with this man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
so that's like when I saw that and I saw you, I'm like, he ain't fear of that. He ain't scared of that. So you told me that. I'm like, what?
No,
I was like, you didn't
shared a-
fear that. Get out of here. You did not fear that.
Yeah, I shared the stage with Ray Tierney before for Men's Talk that we had, Men's Talk 2022 and Winans. And we shared the stage before. So it wasn't really like superimposing. It was the combination of having Ray Tierney here, wanting to get this interview right? And this live on the air. So we're talking about like maybe 100,000 people are tuned in right now. And that's a bigger audience than what you see live. Like when we go live, we see like anywhere from like 6 to 30 people watching.
Right.
And you go on this, and it's like
yeah.
and then people constantly remind you there's hundreds of thousands of listeners.
No, oh my
They
God.
Don't
never
you
let
love it
forget
though?
Yeah,
Don't you
when
love
they,
it
when
though?
they say that, you like, yo, that
Yeah.
doesn't really help you a lot.
No, it
right? Like,
doesn't. No.
if you want that audience, great, right? And
Yeah.
I do want that audience, but I thought like the audience would build over time. And I don't know how, but I thought I would get to know the listeners. Like, I wasn't thinking straight. I was like, I'm gonna get to know the listeners. They're gonna get to know me. No, I'm not gonna get to know the listeners, and that's the nervous part.
Yeah.
Can I make you laugh or something? So
Yeah.
me and her doing the show, right? And Dave goes to shout out to Dave and shout out to Backpack Anthony.
Yeah,
You know, there's gonna be about like 500,000
500,000
people listening to you guys.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm sitting here for the first time in my life. I'm
Right.
trying to get my words. Yo, hi, I am the advocate, like this. I'm like, oh my
yeah, no, I have
goodness,
you
man.
geeking. You start geeking when you
Yeah,
know how many
because
people-
out of nowhere, Dave goes, remember, there's gonna be 500,000
I know.
people
yeah, they say
listening
that
to
before you
you.
start. Yo,
Yeah.
they're like, they hit the button just because they know what it is. You be too comfortable,
Yeah.
and they looking at you through the window. They're like, I don't want him not comfortable. So they hit the button. They be like, boop.
Yeah, remember, there's
Just to
500,000
remind you, it's gonna
people.
be like 500,000 people listening to you tonight.
You're
You're
like,
wait, what?
what? Yeah.
And I
You
think I
start
even
sweating.
I even turned to him and I said, did I just hear right?
And I'm like,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
we're on a big station. Hi, I am Danny Rivera, the advocate. I'm on Sundays at 10.
Right.
And you're like, what are you talking about? You're on Saturdays and Fridays. I'm like,
Right.
thank you for doing that to me.
for the intro for our show, I'm so glad Macedonio got to do that because
Go ahead.
once you start saying stupid stuff to me, like yo, I think there's like 150,000 people tuned in. I don't even want to come in with the show. I want you to say my name and remind me that we here because I'm in a state of a shock a little bit, and I'd rather you be like, yeah. So today I'm here with my guy Link, and then once he says that, I could be like, yeah, that's right, I am here.
Yo,
Hey, what's
he's
up,
always
everybody?
like, you hear him, right?
Yeah.
And his pitches are perfect.
Right.
So I'm listening to him and he's, yo, man, this is about that. And you are on Street League. I'm like, dang, man, he gets
Yeah.
that like perfect like this.
He got
all
a
the
radio
time.
person. His sounds pre-recorded.
He's like a
Oh,
Casey.
okay.
Yeah,
It
but
sounds like he's pre-recorded.
Yeah, he
'cause
does.
but you know,
Yeah.
he sounds like Casey Kasem. Remember Casey
this is
Kasem?
Casey Kasem.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, he has
Yeah, I
that.
remember that.
He's got that smooth.
What was that American Bandstand? What the Casey?
Yeah,
Kasem
it was like the top 40 or something that he used to
he
do
did
every
something on the charts. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And this is Casey Kasem. That's Bob.
yeah.
He's just on
He
point.
got a, and you know what he loves to do? He loves to come closer to the mic and be
Like-
like, naked. He loves that word. Like, I don't know what it is with Bob in that word, but he loves to say naked.
like Barry White
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
he's
thing, right?
No,
oh
but he-
God, that's
Yo,
crazy.
the best thing was when I met him, I shook his hand. I go like here, and I'm like, didn't I meet you from Key? He goes, who? And I'm like, he goes, I'm 50 Cent. I'm like, oh God,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
messed up.
That's right. Yeah, also is the lawyer for 50 Cent too. So
Oh Jesus.
I want y'all to know I don't got no cheap lawyer.
Oh
And-
God, I got no
yeah,
cheap
I don't got
lawyer.
no cheap lawyer or cheap best friend. So I want y'all to know that. And
Shout out to your stuff too on Mr. 50 too. I was watching it. I seen you got shows on
that's
Mr.
that's
50.
one of the things about him having that relationship with 50 Cent is that for our podcast, it's almost a cheat code too. For our podcast to be able to like do better numbers is nothing but sending it to 50 Cent. He gonna have it on This Is 50.
Yeah,
in
but
no
still,
time.
you know what? That's everybody. I mean,
Right.
we all have our networking
Right.
You know, it's not just me knowing you. It's you when you tap in on us, right?
Right.
You're gonna get all our listeners,
Right.
right? You know what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
it's like it's a percussion.
No, it's dope, man, and I love
Yeah,
I
the way-
love
the way
being
I-
around here because I like our
that's the way it
energy
works, right?
together. Our energy is good.
Absolute.
Like I know everybody, people are like writing, they're like, "Yo, why don't you guys talk a little bit more about the industry?"
Yeah.
Because they've been writing that on here. I've been looking
Oh,
down and seeing
if
it.
they want us to talk about the industry, let's talk about
Okay,
it. Let's
but
talk
wait,
about why I don't
wait.
get involved.
What specifically? Wait, hold on. How much time do we have left? We gotta make sure.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
we got. Okay, we got 9 minutes. Go ahead.
All right.
Shoot.
Yeah, because they keep asking me questions too, and I'm gonna let you.
What
go-
questions you got? Let's see the questions.
Where'd you
My
got?
questions
I mean, if
were,
you're gonna
why
bring
do
it
you-
up,
They
say
said, "Why do
something.
you feel that is actually? Why do you guys feel that actually happened to Biggie and Pac?"
Oh,
Both wanted to leave their labels at the same time, and both were the biggest things in music at the time. So if you take somebody who is a producer and this is their artist, and this producer cannot make the kind of art that this artist does, and once this artist leaves him, there goes his bag. You have to put yourself in the producer's shoes.
yeah.
So, do you feel like? Because the weird thing of when I start thinking about all the people that passed away, right?
Right.
And then seeing the people who they were underneath start becoming higher than they were. Now, do you think the people who were underneath them knew what was going on, or you think the label behind closed doors was pumping that up? Because after that person's gone, they can always use that vocal with that person to make their music and go higher, and the expectations that the other person was supposed to get in position. What do you feel about that?
I feel like either way, it won't matter because you're talking about a business, and in business, money rules. So technique does matter, but the final outcome is still going to be the same. They're going to move towards the money, and there was really no way to avoid what was going on with Pac and Big once their labels decided that it was over for them. It's like it's just now a matter of like setting up the right time, the right event, and the right unexplainable circumstance,
Right.
and paying off the right people. Like this is why LA won't solve Biggie's murder. They know what happened to Biggie.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way all those cameras out there. They have so many pictures of the guy in the bow tie who pulled up with the
well, his bodyguard,
Impala.
told everybody.
yeah,
what
Jean
really
Grace
happened.
he's saying everything.
Yeah,
everything.
Jean Grace. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's cases that were like 20 years. They knew who got them. They know who really shot Pac. Jim Grace said that Tupac. They believed he was reaching for a weapon, and that's when they let it go on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He even said that. He goes, I heard something where a big hand came out like this because they wanted to talk to Pac, and Pac was reaching something in the glove.
Biggie died with both arms inside the car. You know, you seen him slumped over in the car. Everybody's seen that picture with the BMW shot up with Pac inside. Both arms was in the car on his lap.
I honestly want to talk to Lil C's about that. Like, honestly,
I
I
don't want to talk to anybody about it. I don't even want to know anymore at this point. I want y'all to know that the only people this good at covering something up is the government itself.
That's
right?
true.
Like the black people ain't this powerful. We're not this resourceful. It's not that we don't have the intellect, but we don't have the people in place to be able to work with us to be able to make sure that when you go knock on this door, nobody answers. Yeah. We don't have that. Yeah. And so if that's happening and you can't get no answers to what happened to these people, then you got to realize that done already left the black community. It left the power that we have.
And no offense, but I think the government has shown us in the last 2 years the things that they do cover up and the things that they are not showing us.
They're not going to back down from not looking like the guilty people in it, right? And if you have this many people, this many police officers who took a payoff in LA, rather than to admit that, they'd rather just like leave it the way that it is, right? Because you're talking about.
Well, you can't have the government fail. If the government fails and it looks like it's failing, do you see what happens?
Well,
that's how they look at it.
John
they look
Gotti
at
beat him, right? One of the few people.
Yeah.
Why didn't he stop? Why didn't you just go to Florida, get fat, and move to Miami? Like, why would you still sit here inside New York with the same people that you just beat, knowing the snitches they have in place, knowing the amount of resources they're willing to put into making sure that they don't look stupid this time? Why would you stay? Like it's a lot of
cockiness, believing that, believing that. You got to understand too, like if you look at all the people that was in play from 1900s, they were all a part of that unity. See, people don't realize there was a law in 1912 that took away guns from certain communities. and pushed it away. And then the dude who was trying to lock up the communities and all that
Right.
became one of the head officers in the whole New York City.
Yeah.
See, when you do your research and realize that the reason why the blacks and the Spanish really didn't come up the way they were trying to come up is because they already got jail locked from like the 1912s and the 1912 for that happening.
Right.
If
You know,
you-
I feel that we could like do this for another hour with you two.
hey,
You know
listen,
that.
we're both advocates and we
I
both
wish we had
understand.
another hour.
But hold on,
because
we
go ahead.
both understand what we're trying to fight for, and we
Right.
trying to make our brothers always see, but our brothers don't want to see that. Our brothers just want an easier way, and we're like, yo, bro, it's not gonna be easy.
No, it's not.
You know-
there's nothing gonna be easy about it.
And you actually had something of that to that nature where I was looking at it. It said it was a post about what the gang don't tell you.
Right.
You lose 2 people every time this happens.
Right.
And also, can you inform us about Wine Dance 2023
Okay.
real quick?
As far as gang,
Okay.
what the gang don't tell you, they tell you like, you know, if anything ever happened to you, they got you. Don't worry
Right.
about it. They tell you that there's this camaraderie that even if you can't see it, it exists.
Mhm.
They tell you that no matter what, you're gonna be held down. There's nothing that you have to worry about.
Right.
And not that I ever was gang with the gang. Like most of like even with me being a gang member, I never really dealt with all
Dealt
of the
with all
gang
that.
members in that way because one, my set was not even the same set as theirs, and two, it was I only liked who I liked. So recently they killed one of my best friends, like somebody I really liked,
Right.
and he was one of the people who like if I ever was gonna do anything, it probably would have been with him, right? Like if I ever was gonna choose somebody, it would have been with him because I just
Okay.
I love the way he moved. But I decided that no matter what I was gonna do, gang or not, I was never gonna have a co-defendant in any crime that I committed. Like I was not gonna do that.
You're gonna-
Give somebody the opportunity to put me back into something that I might be able to remove myself out of. Right? Legally, I could pull myself out of it if there's nobody there to be like, oh, absolutely, you did that. Right. So I never really moved with the gang, but I do remember people who moved with the gang, and when it went down, how the gang was just not there. My nephew
not that,
included.
right.
Right.
Mhm.
So that video I put up where I was talking about what gang don't tell you was about this black dude who was sitting in court.
And he got 43
and-
years or something like that.
Yeah, the clerk was speaking to the judge and they was going back and forth about 43 years or was it 43 and a half? And she says, I don't think it's a half. I think it's just 43. Meanwhile,
wow.
the camera's on him and he's just like basically shaking back and
Yeah.
forth in his seat. And eventually he just starts, you know, emotionally acting out.
Oh,
Like, this is
yeah.
BS.
I know. It
This is
broke my
BS.
heart.
Yeah, it broke my heart. Like to see the video, his wails, the way he was
Yeah.
crying was like it really it got into me and it hurt bad.
Ugh.
But
Yeah.
I also know these are the kind of things that they don't tell you.
They don't tell you that, right?
By the way that man got
Mm-mm.
43 years in his reaction that he was not expecting anything like that.
No, they
He
don't
thought
tell
it
you
was like
that.
a game or a joke. And so I can tell like he had not even been informed that this was something that can happen to you. Like you could really go away for 40. That man wasn't even 43 years old.
Yeah.
And so you look at it like you're about to
It's a
go away for
waste.
longer than
It's
you've
a
been
waste.
alive.
That's but
Imagine how long it took you to get to this age that you at.
ugh.
And now you're about to go spend more than that inside of a cell before you can even like think about coming home.
I
But
know.
listen, we gotta wrap this up, man.
Ah,
Tell
we
everybody
could be
where they
here for
can
another
find you,
hour.
my
We could
brother.
be here for another
Right.
hour. You don't know. But
Wine is 2023 is coming though, man. We working hard, man.
we're gonna have to have you back on the show again.
listen,
Yeah, there's
anytime
gotta
you
be
invite
part
me, I'm
two.
coming. Anytime you invite me,
There's a
I'm coming.
part 2 coming.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is a part 2 coming.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that. Link the God. Thank you very much, everybody, and we'll see you
Anytime.
next week.
Thank you.
DNA Live.
Bye bye.